Hello, good morning all. Today in this video we are going to discuss regarding how to start development in Odoo version 17. So if you already have learned development in any of the versions, like if you already have learned Odoo 16 or Odoo 15 development, so it's fine, you can do the development in Odoo version 17 like without learning from the start. So I think this is for absolute beginners who need to step into the development field of Odoo. So first of all, as we are jumping into the Odoo development, the things being required is we need a development environment. So as a development environment, I'll suggest you to set up Odoo with pycharm community edition, or you can use pycharm professional version. So but here I'm using Odoo 17 with pycharm IDE. So here you can see I have Odoo running. I haven't created database. Actually there were a few database, but I have deleted. And if I come to the pycharm IDE, so here you can see I have pycharm community edition. So what you need to do is that as a first step you have to download pycharm, which I have a complete tutorial which I made for Odoo 15 or 16. I'll put that video link in the description section. So that video was for version 15, but you can follow the same for configuring pycharm with Odoo for Odoo version 17 also. Just in that video we are showing that we are downloading Odoo 15, but here you have to download Odoo 17. So you can just go to that video, set up the pycharm and come back here. So I assume you have a development environment set and you have a running Odoo 17 instance. So if I go to the pycharm, here you can see inside Git I have enterprise source code as well as the community source code. So this is 17.0, and here I have just made a directory called Git, and inside that I have just put Odoo enterprise source code and Odoo community source code. So you may think you may be developing in community, but like first of all you need to understand that the development for community as well as the enterprise edition is same. There is no technical difference in development of enterprise or community. So if you learn the development with enterprise, it's fine to do for community, and if you learn for community you can customize the enterprise edition also. So the main thing that you have to understand is that Odoo enterprise is a set of add-ons built over the community edition. So as a difference from the previous version, so previously we have shown the development tutorials using the community edition, but with the 17 we will be starting with the enterprise edition. So here I have got my Odoo configuration file. So here you can see this is my Odoo configuration file, and here you have some basic information like this is my add-ons path. I have put default Odoo plus the enterprise path, and this is my admin password. So once you set up the Odoo, you will be getting such an interface. Right now I don't have any database, so it is asking me to create a database. So I'll create my first database and I'll name it as Odoo 17 development. I'll give such a name, or you can put any name like Dev tutorials or Odoo 17. You can give any name, and I'll give the email and password. I'll just put admin, and I'll just load some demo data. So and as I'm residing in Kuwait, I'll put my country as Kuwait, and I'll click on create database. So what we have done is we have set up Odoo, and I'm initiating the database creation. So the database will get created in few seconds. So let's go into pycharm and see what we have here. So here you can see I have a directory called configuration, and inside that I have placed my Odoo configuration file, and in separate folder named Git I have Odoo enterprise source code as well as Odoo community source code. So you can see the database creation is succeeded. That's why it got switched to this tab. So let me just log into the database, and I'll put any app to install. So I'll just initiate the installation of sales module in the created database. So let's jump back into the pycharm. So we were talking about I have Odoo source code inside Git folder, and my configuration file is here. And if you jump to edit configuration of pycharm, here you can see this is what I have configured. This is my running instance. Script path is configured, parameters is set, all things are set. And as I triggered the installation of sales module, here in the log of the pycharm, you can see what's going on. So in the UI, you can see it's loading. That is, I have initiated the installation of sales module, and in the log you can see the different modules are getting installed. So currently, if you see, the sales application is getting installed. So let's wait for it. So once we completed the installation of sales application, what we will be doing is we will be creating a new custom module. Like here you can see currently sales application is installed, but if I come to the apps menu, here you can see we have around 1102 applications in my database. So what we will be doing, we'll be adding an extra application, a new module we will be developing from the scratch, and we will add to Odoo. So we will learn all those processes, how to create a new module in Odoo version 17. So first of all, I told the requirement is we need a development environment. So if I stop here, you can see initiating shutdown. So I have currently stopped, and if I come and refresh here, the Odoo won't be accessible. So I can control my Odoo instance from the pycharm edition. So if I restarted, and now you can see Odoo is back and accessible. So let's create our first module in Odoo. So first of all, what you have to do is that you have to set up your custom addons path. So this is Odoo source code, we won't touch it. So inside my 17 directory, I'll create a new directory called custom addons. So I have created a directory called custom addons, and you have to copy its absolute path and put it as addons path. So here you can see inside my configuration file, so I'm using this configuration file to run the Odoo instance. So if you click on edit configuration, you can see parameters -c. I'm here specifying for running this Odoo instance, I have to use the Odoo configuration file in this path, that is 17conf odoo.conf. So Odoo will be running using this configuration file, and inside that configuration file, I have added a new addons path. So you may have like listened or hear from somewhere setting up of custom addons path. So the process is creating a new directory, copying its path, and putting inside the addons path inside the configuration file is called setting up of custom addons path. So I have just done that. Now if you restart, the Odoo, here you can see the first line, you can see Odoo addons path, which is the addons path I have used. Here if you go at the last, you will see custom addons, which we have created now is taken. So once you creating the new directory, ensure that the Odoo running user has enough permission to access this directory. So in case of Ubuntu, if you don't have the Odoo running user doesn't have access to this folder, the modules won't be appearing. You can come back to that later. Most case, if you're developing in a local system, you won't be facing such issue. So we have created a custom addons and specified it inside the configuration file. Now we will be developing our first application inside this custom directory. So what I have to do is that let's create, as we have done in previous version, we will be continuing with IM hospital module. So we are going to create a hospital management module in Odoo. So I'll click on right click. So just I'm creating a new folder inside this directory, and I'll name it as OM hospital. I have just created a new directory inside this path. Then what I have to do, I have to create a two files. So if you check any Odoo modules, so currently we have Git, and inside this we have Odoo addons. So if I go to the addons directory, I can see a lot of addons which is coming as Odoo addons. So if I open the account module of Odoo, that is invoicing, and you can see here there is two files, init.py and manifest.py. So this will be two common files which you will be seeing inside every Odoo addons. So we have to create that two files for our module. So let's jump back to custom addons and OM hospital. So now I have to create a new file. So I'll create the init file first. So the criteria is to underscore. Ensure that you put to underscore followed by init, again to underscore .py. Create it, done. Now I have to create the second file called manifest.py. So you have to give 2_1, then 2 manifest, then again 2_.py, hit on save. So we have created two files, init.py and manifest.py. so inside manifest I'll keep init empty for now, and inside the manifest I'll define a dictionary and first key name. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a hospital management module, hospital management system. You can put any name. So I have just added a dictionary inside. You can, in Python we will define the dictionary as follows. You can see the naming, file naming is .py. so we are into the Python and we are defining a dictionary, and my first key is name, and I'm saying my name is hospital management system. The module is saying my name is hospital management system. So let's restart. So restarting, you can see whenever you make changes inside Python you have to restart the service. So I have just restarted the service. Now I'll go to Odoo database, update apps menu, and let's do one thing. Let's search for our module, or let's search for hospital management system and see. I'll remove the apps filter. We are not able to find our module inside Odoo. So for that, what you have to do, you have to go to settings, activate the developer mode. You have to activate the developer mode. No need for debug assets. Normal developer mode is enough. So let me go back. I'll just deactivate, and here you can see I have installed a debug extension, which you can, if you need, you can add it to your system. So just clicking on that, the enable the debug mode, or you can directly go to settings and activate developer mode here. So we have activated the developer mode, and we are again searching hospital management system. It's not found. So whenever you add a new module to your system, and after restarting the Odoo service, you have to click on this button, update app list. So once you click on that, let's see what happens. Still it's empty. Let's search for module. You will see our first app is appearing inside the Odoo database. So this is very first step. We have created an empty module. The name which we have given is appearing here, but it says it's by Odoomates, but it's created by us. So let's see, let's put our name. You can put other as your name. I'll put here Walnut Software Solutions, or you can put any name which comes to your mind. I just put a different other name over here, and I have restarted. Now if you see, still it's showing by Odoo SA. So let me trigger this again, update app list. You can see by Walnut Software Solutions. So you can give the name like this. So we have given two basic things, that is name, author. Then if you check the log, you will be seeing a warning in the log, missing license key in manifest for OM hospital. It says we didn't specify the license. There are different type of license. By default you can give LGPL3. So I'll give my license as LGPL3, so that once we give this, it will not show this warning in the log. So I'll restart again, update app list, and here we go. The name, author, category, we didn't give any category name. Technical name of the module is the directory name which is coming here. License is LGPL version 3, and you can see version number is showing as 17.010. Currently we didn't give. We have one more key. We can add version number, and you can give like 17.0.1, like this you can give, which is the default value which you have seen here. So to show the change, like if I'm making some change and I released a new version, I can put 17.1.1. Now if I update app list, you can see the version is changing. So we have done with the basic manifest. There are more keys but I think we will add on those later one by one. The next thing that we have to do is we need to add image. So icon, regarding icon image, I'll come to it later. Now we have just created a basic module. Now if I trigger installation of that app, let me search for hospital, I can click on activate. So you can see by default we have many applications, but everyone is not, like all the apps are not installed. So Odoo is like a mobile phone, like from Play Store we can install the needed application and use. You can consider these apps similar to that, like we will be installing the needed apps from here. So I'll search for hospital and I click on activate. So you can see once I trigger the installation, loading module OM hospital loaded, and there is nothing much, just we have added only a manifest file. So right now if you check hospital, instead of searching every time, I'll do one thing, save current search hospital. I'll set it as a default filter, so every time I don't need to come here. So the module has been installed, and if you check the installed features, no created menus, no created views, no defined reports. So we haven't done anything, we just define a manifest file and the app is appearing on the apps list, and then we have installed it. Now what we have to do, suppose we are developing for a hospital management system. What we need, very basic information we need is we should have a master to record the patient information. So the patient information, where we will store the data inside the database. So underlying database of Odoo is Postgre. So once we create a table, like I'll come to it. So first step, what we will do, inside sales application, if we go, we can see customers table. So here you can see, if you see the URL, you can see the model name is res.partner. That means res.partner, when we create a model inside Odoo, it will create a database table inside Postgre with replacing the dot. So if you check the database, you will see a table called res_partner inside your Postgres table. So similarly, to hold the patient information, we have to create a new table. So let's see how we can create that. So I hope you understood these two files. Now I'll create a subdirectory inside the OM hospital module. I'll name it as models. Then I'll copy the outer init file and I'll paste it inside the newly created models folder. Then inside models folder, I'll create a new Python file, patient. Okay, so what I have done is I have created a new subdirectory inside OM hospital, and inside that I have added an init file which is empty and patient.py file which is empty. Now let's come to the outer init file. So from the outer init file, we have to import from .import models. We just imported this directory in the init file. Then from the init file inside the models folder, what we will do, from .import patient.py. So from the outer init file, we have imported this folder, and from the init file inside the folder, we have imported the patient.py file. Now let's see what we will do inside patient.py file. So what we will be doing here is that we will be defining a model inside Odoo. So similar to res.partner, which I have shown inside sales application, we will be creating a new model for our hospital. Let's say hospital.patient. We will create a new model called as hospital.patient to store the information of the patients coming to our hospital. So what I'll do, let's go to the Odoo source code. Here we have addons account, and you can see there is models folder, and if you check the outer init file, here, from here you will see import the models has been done. There is some extra things, don't worry for that now. Similarly, we have created models also, and here what we have, Okay, I'll just copy a few lines of code from here and put it here, and let me remove. Okay, I'll just remove it. So from here, I'll explain what I'm doing. Hospital.patient, and let me add. So what I have done is, inside the patient.py file, inside the models folder, so inside models folder we have created patient.py, and inside that file I have imported API fields and model from Odoo. So you have to import this first. From Odoo you have to import API fields and models. So that is just an import, and we will use those imported things below the file. Then you have to define a class, and the class has to be models.model. We are creating a new class by calling this models.model, and I'll give the name as hospital.patient, and I'll give we have a key called description. I'll give the description as patient master, or you can give anything. So I have just defined as follows. I have imported API fields and models from Odoo. Then this is the coding standard which you have to follow. You have to keep 2 spaces, then class hospital patient. Try to use camel casing letter. Here you can see I have capitalized H and P. Then models.model. Then you have to give name and description. So just this is a basic definition of a model. So once you do this, it will create a model inside Odoo database. That is, if I restart it now and let me copy, this is my model name, hospital.patient, where we can see this in database. If you go to settings, technical, ensure that you have activated the debug mode, then technical, then if you scroll down under the database structure, there is a menu called models. Here if you search for hospital patient, right now we don't have the model here. So because we added it but we didn't upgrade the module, so we have to upgrade the module first. So let's go to the apps menu, let's upgrade. So once you install the app in your database, and if you have added some new features at the code level, you have to upgrade the app to get those newly added features. So the upgrade is done. Now using the enterprise, this like search, we can directly jump into models menu, and I'll search for hospital.patient. You can see we have successfully created the model. Now once you create the model, it automatically creates a table inside the PostgreSQL. So it's there. If you have some tools, or you can connect to Postgres and see the created table. But you can see in the fields column, it automatically adds create date, create UID, display name, ID. So these fields are called magic fields. You can see there are 6 fields which automatically adds into our database table. Create date, which will hold the information when the record is created. Create UID, like who created. Display name is like name of the record. Then ID, database ID, when the last update is done, who updated. These fields will be coming by default. Now let's add one of our field. We need a field to record the name of the patient. So let's add that and see. So here I'll put a space. Then to define a new field, like adding a new field to a model is like adding a new column to the database table. So I'll introduce a field called name equal to fields.char. I'll give character field string name, and I'll put name as a required field. It's like setting like this column is required. So I have just added one field. You can see this is how we can define the field, fields dot, which we already have imported. After dot, I'm saying I need character field string. I have given name required true. Then I need date of birth of the patient. Date of birth fields dot, what is date of birth? It's a date field. So fields dot date string, you can give dob, and no need of required, let it be non-required. So I have added those two fields. Now I'll restart. As you made changes in Python, you have to restart the service always. Also you need to upgrade. I'll duplicate this tab and let's go to apps menu and update our module. So you can see the module will be upgrading, and if I refresh here, you can see the newly added field has been added here. You can see date of birth is coming, name is coming. So simply we have added two fields. So eventually you can add more fields like gender. Like I'll add gender now, gender, and it should be a selection field, fields dot selection. Then selection field has to be defined as a tuples, male, it's the syntax, first tuple, then female, then outside the list I'll give string as gender. So we have added three fields, so that's done. Now if I upgrade, the gender field will be coming here. So we have learned what is model. Like models will be holding the database table name and what all fields I have inside this table. So I hope you have this much, it's clear for you. The next thing which will come is we need a menu. Like we created a database table that is models, but from in the UI where the end user will record the patient information, we need a menu, like a hospital menu over here. So let's see how we can do that. In order to do that, we need, similar to models folder which we have created, we will create a new folder called views, new directory I'll add, and I'll call it as views. So I have created a new directory called views. What we are going to do is that it's related to views UI. I'm going to create a new menu called hospital. So inside that I'll create a new file called menu.xml. I have defined a file called menu.xml. So once you define XML file, that is view related file, you have to import it inside the manifest file, inside the data folder. Yeah, I have comma missing here, that's why it's coming. Inside data folder I'll put like views/menu.xml. So what I have done is I have added a new key called data, and I'm saying I need to import this file inside views directory menu.xml. So let's see how the XML structure of a, so here you can see inside Odoo account module we have views which is imported inside the manifest. If you see over here, you can see the files are imported. Now let me search for a sample. I'll copy this, and where is my file? File is over here. So this is a basic syntax which you have to give for all the XML file. So this is our menu.xml. You have to put XML version 1.0 encoding UTF-8, then just open and close the Odoo tag. We will be adding further thing inside this Odoo tag. So this is the basic syntax you have to follow. So now what we have to do, inside this we have to define a menu. So to define a menu, you can use the key menu item, then you have to give an ID for the menu. So I'm creating hospital management main menu in the main screen. So let's give it as menu hospital root, menu hospital root. Then it should have a name, like ID is database ID, and name should be what we will be seeing over here. So I'll put HMS or hospital, you can put anything. So I have just put the name as HMS and I have closed the tag. So using menu item tag, I have put an ID and set name as HMS. So I'll just restart. You can see the difference. Right now I'll remove it from here. Like I have added the file, but I removed it from the manifest, and let's see what happens on upgrade. Right now if I upgrade apps menu, if I upgrade, module is upgraded. Then similar to models, under settings technical, previously we gone to models and hospital, we will see the new gender field has been added. Then we have another menu called menu items. Yeah, under the user interface we have one menu called menu items, and if you search for HMS over here you will not find it because it's not added, because we haven't imported it in the manifest file. So now I have imported. Now I'll restart the service and let's upgrade from this tab. So I'll upgrade the hospital management module. Module is upgraded. I'll re-trigger the search and you can see the menu item is appearing inside the database. So if I open the menu, you can see we haven't specified any parent menu, no action linked, no icon is attached, sequence is coming. So right now if you go to home screen and if you search for, you may think why my menu is not appearing here. It will not appear until you have an action linked to this menu. So right now from the UI I just put a dummy action, even I'm not sure which action is this one, and if I refresh you will see HMS menu is coming. Now if I remove it from here, it will disappear. So in order for a menu to visible, it should have some child menus, sub menus, or it should have an action linked with that menu. Now if I refresh, it will disappear because I have just removed the action which I have added to that menu. So now what we have to do, still we just created a menu but it's not appearing. We have to create further menu. So what I'll do, right now we have a main menu called HMS similar to sales, and under that I'll create a sub menu called front desk or help desk something. So inside menu.xml file I'll create a new menu front desk. I'll name it as front help desk front desk. Then I have to set, like, this newly created menu has to come under this menu. Like I'm creating a child menu. This is my parent menu which is similar to sales, and as a child of sales I need to get the new menu. So I'll add a new key called parent and I'll copy this ID. So here I'm setting front desk menu has to come as a child of this menu. So once we do like that, this value will be getting filled. So let's just upgrade. So at the moment you don't need to restart because the only changes is in XML file. So whenever the changes is only in XML, you don't need to restart. Now I'll go to UI and let me just upgrade apps menu and I'll upgrade. So previously we don't have a sub menu for HMS. Now I have added one. Let me refresh, and if you check sub menu, a front desk is coming. So here if you can directly search for front, you will see HMS/front desk, and yeah, so we have got two menus, HMS and front desk. Now if I put an action linked to this menu for temporarily, and if I refresh, you will see HMS. Oh, and directly that pop up. Instead of this one, let me choose for sales or something, and let me, instead of pop up, reload HMS, you will see front desk, and that action is coming. So we have created a main menu and its sub menu. Now let me remove it from here. Now what we have to do, we have to define an action to show the patients or front desk. I need a further submenu called patients. So I'll create one more submenu, menu patients. I'll name it as, I have to give a name, patients, and its parent is this one. I have to commit enter the front desk menu. So I have done. Now we have done with the menu. Now I have to create an action linked with the patient menu. So yeah, I'll create one more file. So here you can see I'm putting menu.xml all the menus. Then I'll create a new file called patient views.xml. So I have added a new file. So go directly and add it inside the manifest file. Here if you see, I'm adding at the first position, not after menu.xml. I keep menu.xml later. You have to follow this condition. I'll show you what happens. For example, I put here, if I move it downside, like I put it here, you will be getting an error on installation. I'll show it to you. So I have copied the content. Now what I have to do, I have to define an action here. So let me take a sample, ir.actions act window. Searching inside XML, we will get a lot of samples. Yeah, simply I'll copy this one. I have just copied a sample. So this is the newly added file, patient views.xml. I'll put it over here. So this is the basic syntax, Odoo tag and closed. So inside that I'm adding a new action. So if you come to here under technical, we have one menu called actions, window actions. So you remember we added an action here. So similarly, like previously we were selecting action window and action from here. So right now we are creating that action. So I will give the action name as ideas action patient action hospital patient. I'll give the name as follows. Then the model should be ir.actions act window. I'll give the action name as patient or patients. Let it be patients. Then the model name. Here you have to specify the model name. So what is our model which we have created? It's hospital.patient. I'll copy that one and I'll put it over here. So my model name is hospital.patient. Then view mode, I'll put tree and form view. I'll come to it later. And let me see, let me correct the indentation, create a new patient. So I have added as follows. Simply I'm creating a record to ir.actions act window. Name is patient. I need to use this model hospital.patient, which we have defined inside patient.py. Then I said like view mode, I need tree view and form view, and a help message is given. Now let's upgrade, or before upgrading, I'll do one thing. I'll copy this action. I need to link it with this menu. So I'll put here action equal to like this. Now if you try to upgrade, you will be getting an error message. Now if I go to apps menu and let me try to upgrade the hospital management, hopefully you will be receiving error like external ID not found. See details. It cannot be found because first, if you check the manifest file, which file we are importing first, menu.xml, then only we are importing patient. So when the code evaluation comes here, we don't have such a record inside the database. So first you have to load this file, then you have to process menu.xml. So I'll change the order of the file. So first we have to load the action to the system, then only the menu definition cannot be parsed. So right now if I moved it from here, I'll keep it empty. Let's see, just I have removed the action from here. Right now it will be definitely get installed without this error, but okay, I'll keep this one. Control Z. Yeah, I'll bring back the action and let me try to upgrade. Let's upgrade the application. You can monitor here what's going on. You can see you have a lot of exceptions coming. Let's see what it is. So here you can see we are trying to install the module patient.view XML is processed, but some errors is there. Yeah, the problem is here you can see we have put patient view, but it is patient views.xml. So I have just corrected that. Now let's try to upgrade it again. You can see without any trace back or something, the module installation has been success. You can see those two files has been loaded, and if you come back, still we are not seeing our menu. But if you go to menu items, there is HMS is there. There is a submenu called front desk. It has a submenu called patient, and there is an action linked to it, but still we are not able to see our application over here. The reason for that is you will see a warning over here. The model hospital.patient have no access rule, considering adding a rule. Sorry for that. It says we don't have access right. Like we defined a database table, but we didn't tell to whom the table data has to be shown. So we have to define the security for that model. So I'll create a new directory called security. Then inside that I'll create a new file called ir.model access csv. Then I'll copy a sample data, or let it stay there. We will come to security. We just added a folder, directory security, and ir.add model, like an empty file has been defined. Now at this moment, if you need to see that menu over here, just activate the debug mode. Then from this debugger button you can switch to become super user. Like I have switched to super user mode, which doesn't have any control on access right or record roles. Like I'm bypassing the security layer. Then you can see there is HMS application, there is front desk menu which we have created, there is a submenu called patients, and here I can create a new patient called odoomates. I can put date of birth which I have selected, let it be any date. Gender I can select, hit on save, yes, done. So we have created first record inside our application. So what we have learned is how to start Odoo development. I think I have given basic introduction like how you can set up pycharm, etc. Then we have created a database table, we have created 3 menus, we have created 1 action, then we have learned how a menu can be linked to an action, etc. So right now, in order to log out of super user mode, I have to log out, then log in back again. I'll enter my credentials and I'll log in back to system. Right now you can see the HMS application is not shown over here. So let's complete the security part. Now going to security folder of account module, here I'll copy this line of data and I'll put it here. So this will be the first line of ir.model access csv, right? Like what we are going to write is we are going to write an access right for the newly created model. So first you can see ID. I'll give the ID as access hospital patient. So I have set an ID for the newly creating record. Then I'll name, second column is name, so I have to provide the name. I'll put hospital. You can put same name with underscore, or you can change underscore to dot operator. You can give as you like. Then you have to define model ID. So the model is model, it has to be started with model, then hospital underscore patient, which is our model name. Then group, I'll put base dot group user. Base dot group user means all the internal user. You have to give this base dot group user. Then read permission 1, write permission 1, create permission 1, unlink permission 1. You can add the security as follows. Now we have defined a security file. What is next? It also has to be imported inside the manifest file at very first position. You can import it here, security You can import at any position, but it's good to put over here. I have to import this file security / ir.model.access.csv. This name has to be followed correctly, because if I go to, let me activate debug mode, if I search for access rights, you can see the model name is ir.model_access. So we are going to add a record to this model ir.model_access from a csv file.csv. So once we load this file, it will create data into this table. So currently right now we have added inside the manifest, and let me copy this name, access hospital patient, and if I search, I will not find. Obviously I have to upgrade the application. So let me upgrade. So previously we were receiving a warning called consider adding a security. I think you have noted that in the log. You can see this warning was coming previously, but right now on upgrade it won't be coming. Let me confirm that it's not coming. I'll upgrade again. Apps menu, we will upgrade the application. You can see that warning is not coming. Security file is processed, patient views.xml file, and the warning is not coming. And if I come over here, you will see the record, as well as you will see the HMS application is visible without switching into the super user mode. So we have successfully added an access right. So if you go to the models folder where we have started from, which is our patient master patient, here you will see there is one access right linked, which we have created now. Record roles we will come later. There is no views defined at the moment. So before winding up this session, you may think why this comes at second position. I need it at this position after sales and dashboard. Like there is a requirement coming to you, like put the menu between sales and dashboard. So in such cases, what you have to do, let's go to menu items, sales application. This is the very main menu of sales. Its sequence is 30. Then let's see what is the sequence of dashboard menu. Dashboard menu, the sequence for dashboard menu is 37. So we have to put something between 30 and 37 so that HMS menu will be coming in between this. So let's choose 35. So on my HMS menu, I'll add one key called sequence, and I'll set its value as 35. Now let's upgrade and let's see the menu position. Here we have error, something wrong. I have done sequence is not the right way. Let me confirm. I'll confirm by checking the source code. I'll search for menu item. Sequence is 0. It's doing like that only. Maybe any typo previously. Let me confirm once again. Upgrade. Yeah, it's fine. I think previously I have some typo which I have typed in. So right now you can see the HMS menu has been shifted from sales, like in between sales and dashboard application. So I hope this is fine for the day. I'll continue with the Odoo 17 development tutorials. Like further videos will be coming on this section. Like we will be enhancing the hospital management tutorial. So if you have any comments, feedbacks or suggestions, feel free, let us know. You can reach us in the mail at odoomates@gmail.com, and you can connect us in social medias like LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram. Feel free to comment out. Let us know what you feel on our video, and hopefully you will support us, and we will see you back soon on further videos. Have a good day. Thank you.